Hello. Welcome to the first visual edition of the Talks with SaraNoSocks podcast. I'm excited to see you and chat with you during this new year. Welcome to 2021. Leaving 2020 behind. If you didn't listen to the last episode, this may seem a little bit unusual for you. And if you did and you're not over on YouTube, could seem even more unusual. So what I decided is I was going to do a weekly format in which you saw me chatting with you on YouTube, but also have the audio still available on the podcast. So this is the first of many to come. 51 more after this, to be exact. I'm excited to bring this new format, excited to be open and transparent with everyone, for you to see that I am a Star Wars nerd and have my little stuffed action figures behind me. Welcome. If you're first time joining, I appreciate you. If you've been here from the beginning, boy, I appreciate you as well. What are we going to chat about today? Well, we're going to chat about failure and some of the fails that I've had over this 2-week break that I took at the end of the year, and kind of what the horizon looks like for SaraNoSocks LLC and myself. So first off, failure from the past few weeks. I think my biggest fail was that I didn't officially not work. I have a tough time not working. Maybe that's you. Maybe you're fortunate and can disconnect easily. Congrats. Be kind to those of us who can't. I have a tough time disconnecting. I have always taken an annual international vacation. One, because I love to see and experience other places and cultures, and two, because it always forces me to disconnect. I never get the international plan. I only use local Wi-Fi for texting. That's it. My phone usually goes on airplane mode so I can take pictures. And I don't check anything. I completely disconnect and just enjoy the space that I'm in. But given the pandemic, and the fact that it's not wise, or I can't travel because of restrictions, rightfully so, I'm going to be respectful of that. And so not only has there not been international travel, there hasn't been local travel, there hasn't been any travel. And I work from home. I worked from home before the pandemic. And so I'm always, quote unquote, at work because everything is right here, very connected. Maybe that's you too. And so I found it very difficult to disconnect during the year and thought I would take the last 2 weeks of the year to really unplug. And I said from the 23rd to the 3rd, I'm not going to do anything work related. I'm not taking client calls. I'm not doing any of that stuff. I'm going to work on side projects if I want to and do a couple of small things. So that worked okay, but gave me a lot of anxiety. And so while it wasn't a huge success, it wasn't a huge failure either. I did have a small win in there where I launched the Community Finder site. If you're not familiar with that, it's linked in the notes below. Hop on over and check it out. I essentially wanted to build a place where you could search for communities. And these are standalone communities, not Facebook, not Reddit, not your community forums on these bigger companies. These are just standalone communities that people are taking the time to build and aren't really being highlighted. And there wasn't a quick, easy way to search for them. So I figured, why not build it? It started out in the no-code space because if you've been listening, I'm huge on no-code and I keep seeing new little niche communities within no-code pop up overnight. And lots of folks on Twitter were asking, how do you find these communities? So that gave me the idea, but then I realized there was a huge need for it way beyond no code, which I didn't anticipate. So check it out. If you have a community in mind, please go ahead and drop it in the form, submit it. I'm not monitoring these. It's not support of what they're doing. It's just support of the community builders. So I have no idea, what a lot of these communities do. It was just meant to be a housing platform for you to search for them. So that's that. That is being built out a bit more. Had a lot of failure with that as well. I launched it before I was ready. Didn't have any automation built in and didn't really think through the launch process. It just felt right to get it done. Actually finished it on Christmas Eve. And and waited until the 27th to just kind of launch it out there because I thought, well, maybe people are looking for ways to connect while they're taking some downtime and looking to find their group of people, like-minded people. So that's why I consider my time off a failure, because I didn't actually take time off. I did things. And I will say that I found it really difficult while I was working to focus. I think because I had mentally taken a step back and decided that I was going to not work for 2 weeks. And so when I started to work, it became very challenging because I had a lot of difficulty focusing as I was mentally away. Give yourself space and grace. What does that mean for next time when I'm going to take off? Well, I'm really going to be off. I'm not going to set any expectations for myself. And I'm really going to force myself to just step away from the computer. I think that's really beneficial in a lot of ways. So that is kind of my fail. This year for my business, is scary. I tweeted out some very scary things. I've been saying a lot. I'll work on that. I tweeted out a monthly recurring revenue goal, MRR, that I wanted to hit, and that's 10,000. That number sounds insane to me. I can't believe I actually put that out into the universe. It sounds completely unattainable, which is why I said it. I think it's very important to sometimes have unattainable goals and recognize that you can reach them. They may sound unattainable, but if you're working towards them and recognizing them and see other people do those things, why not you? So it gives you a little bit of a reach goal. So that's what I'm working towards. And I have no idea how it's going to happen, but that's what I'm working on. And that's why you're on this journey with me. I'm going to figure out how to build out the Helping Creatives platform, which is where the community finder sits. Also where the initial project that I built, which is the new hiring platform that's video based, that sits there as well. And I'm working on a third project to add to the Helping Creatives platform to talk about, you guessed it, failure. So I'd like to be able to have a digitized way for you all to share your failures with me, to capture them for yourself, be able to visualize what that really means when you're capturing failure and how that leads to your success. So I'm working on that product as well to be able to add under the umbrella of this Helping Creatives platform. So that is what the goal is for 2021. I have one other platform one other kind of project under the Helping Creatives platform I'd like to add as well, hopefully for end of 2021. And that's surrounding Ikigai. And again, a digitized process of how to find your Ikigai. I think all of these tools collectively together and the methods that I've been talking about with them have really helped me. So finding a community, figuring out that talking with people via video instead of looking at a piece of paper helped me really connect with them. Figuring out how to turn my failure into success and how to keep track of that to be able to change what I'm doing real time and have real time impacts, as opposed to, let me just dwell on this forever. And we dwell on failure and then we don't really do anything with it. This helps you do something with it. And then also Ikigai has been helping me throughout the process, kind of as things change and I grow, and what do I really enjoy and what am I good at? What does the world need? And where do all of those things align so that I feel good doing what I'm doing and building what I'm building and making money while doing it, right? It's the whole goal. So that's the whole platform and what is coming to you in 2021. Big, ambitious goals. But along there, I'm investing in myself. And so I'm doing that through, of course, the communities that I'm a part of already. I won't be joining any new communities this year, but I'm also doing some personal mentorship. And that's something that I have gone back and forth with many times throughout my career. I think there's a season for all of these kinds of things, and you don't need it all the time. I think there's a lot of advantages to having mentorship not be one-on-one, and being able to have lots of folks who might not even know that you're Lots of folks that might not even know that they are your mentor. You know, you've all heard about them, the like internet mentors that you consider them a mentor, but they have no idea who you are. There's advantages to that as well. So there's a lot going on here in 2021. I have some amazing guests already lined up on the podcast for you. Yeah, the next guest is coming on Friday. Well, the next episode is dropping on Friday, but I usually batch my recordings, so I get them out pretty timely. I don't like to work too far in advance. So I have a couple of amazing recordings coming up with a new episode on Friday that I can't wait to share with you. And just more of this. I think I'm going to schedule the first AMA session for the end of January. Yeah, so maybe like the 28th or 29th, something like that. And just see what folks want to hear. But in the meantime, if you have any questions, follow me on Twitter, send me a DM, send me an email, whatever. Twitter's probably best to get a hold of me. You can check me out at SaraNoSocks. You can go to my website, SaraNoSocks.com, if you need any help there. Give a listen to the podcasts. Really, this last season has been amazing with interviews. Go back and take a listen to a lot of the amazing stories that folks have shared on their failure, and I'll look forward to highlighting the new episodes to come. I'm going to keep these short and sweet, so 10 to 15 minutes. That's all, just as we move through, and look forward to bringing you more tools and more failure. So until next time, bye.